we did take one, didn't feel it, didn't get there. I put the tear stick just a little bit underneath my eye, like just barely. And then 10 seconds into the next take, I felt a little bit in my eyes. But then as soon as I kind of let go, like of the fear of like tears aren't coming, the emotions started coming in and the scene, I started to like live in the scene. And then it just came naturally.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Talent Agent Talk, where we are bringing you real-life stories and educational lessons behind the scenes of TV and film. I am your host and a talent agent, Jason Lockhart, and today our guest, not only can he build a house from the ground up, but he's also built a hell of a career in a very short time. Ahmad, welcome.
Jason, how are you?
It's good to have you here, man.
It's good to see you.
And like, we actually get to just shoot the shit now about you.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And not really anything else. Like,
yeah.
I want to talk about, well, numerous things, because I feel like you booked so many things in the past few years.
It's been a crazy few years. but
It's really led to two very exciting things this year.
Yes. Huge lessons for me and advancements in my growth in my career.
Unreal.
Both of them.
Well, let's talk about Saffron King for a minute.
Yes.
Now, it's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
But, like, this movie really did some big things for you.
Oh, huge. And I mean, like it was a smaller feature film, independent project, but I mean, the lessons I learned on that, I've been using on everything else that I have booked since. And it's given me a confidence on set that I feel now that I got on that set. And I can trace it back to that.
Huge.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning of it.
All right.
So you booked this movie.
Let me tell you about the audition.
Well, yeah.
It got crazy. You sent me the breakdown for this audition, and then I couldn't do it. My dad actually got sick, and I had to decline and tend to some family stuff. So a couple days later, I get an email from Madison saying Brian needs a reader for the callbacks. And I was like, I would love to do it. That's a great opportunity. So I said yes, went into the callback, and it was like all day, like 30 scripts, everybody that was coming in reading the opposite part of them. And I got to see the intricate inner working, that building that puzzle of the cast. And we saw so many people that were amazing, like so
that
good.
That
didn't get cast.
Isn't that fascinating?
It was insane. I didn't believe it. I was like, this guy's going to get it. For sure, this guy's going to get it. And then it got to the end of the day and you're like, he's just not the right one. Like, his performance was great, but the ensemble, the rest of the cast, whatever else that they have decided on, this piece wouldn't fit quite right.
I love that you as an actor got to see that.
It was amazing.
That's invaluable.
I will be forever grateful to you, Madison, and Brian for that experience.
Well, you're the one that said yes.
Of course. Who wouldn't say yes to something like that? I mean, and once I, did the reading all day, the producer and the director is like 10 o'clock at night. They're like, we'd like you to read for this. I was like, oh my God, that would be amazing. I would love to. And I did. I read for it right there, live in front of them. And it was an amazing audition. I felt it, and I had been working it all day. Yeah. So it was in my bones. And then once I found out I booked it and we were going to set and start shooting, I found out that all of my lines were in a different language. Like
that you didn't speak.
That I didn't speak. So I auditioned in English, but then all my lines were in Kashmiri when I got on set. So I had a dialect coach, and at first I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
It's terrifying.
This is huge. I just don't think I'm at that level, And then I think I just told myself, like, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? Like, if I do my best and I do a good job, then great. If I do my best and it's not as good, then great. At least I know what my strengths are and what I need to improve on. So I made that decision, and I just dove in and worked with the dialect coach. I had the director read the lines and recorded him, and I was just listening to it every night for like 2 weeks. And finally, it came together. I felt like, I think I can deliver this. I didn't know the inflection points as much, like where the emotion was, because I didn't speak it. So I had the director, say it like he would.
Help.
And he did. And I felt it after that. I felt
Getting the inflections?
Yes. I felt the emotion in the words, and I think it was just a situation. But my scene, the most pivotal scene was I break down. I like break down. And I was like, oh my God.
Why?
I'm about to, this story is a tragic story, and it's a beautiful story. And I hope everybody gets to see it. It's actually very eye-opening about an injustice that happened to a people, and hopefully it'll bring some light to it. But in this instance, this brother is having a really deep moment with his sister. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to cry on camera speaking a different language? Like, I'm just not ready for that. And this is where I feel like I got the biggest lesson on that set. And that's advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself and get what you need to do the job.
Help set yourself up for success.
Absolutely.
If they're not going to.
And I don't think you should like rely on them. This is my job. I'm the actor, and I'm performing this scene. I'm going to take care of everything I need to take care of to make sure that I can deliver, at least whatever's in my control. So I asked the makeup department if they had tear sticks. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there in this scene. Can I have this as a backup? And they were like, yeah, of course, absolutely, no problem. Like nobody was, I was scared to ask them, but when I did, nobody seemed weirded out by it. They brought me a couple of different kinds.
Wow.
And
so did you ask the day of, or like a couple days before?
No, the day of.
Would you do that again, or?
No, I think I would do it before. I think I would give
too.
myself even more leeway to be comfortable on the day of and not have anything to worry about other than the fact that I'm going to this place, you know. And we did take one, didn't feel it, didn't get there. I put the tear stick just a little bit underneath my eye, like just barely. And then 10 seconds into the next take, I felt a little bit in my eyes. But then as soon as I kind of let go, like of the fear of like tears aren't coming, the emotions started coming in, and the scene, I started to like live in the scene. And then it just came naturally. And I'm bawling my eyes out, talking to my sister, and he says, cut. And I stand up, and the director's crying, and the producer's crying. And I'm just like, I'm having a hard time trying to stop crying. Like I couldn't start crying. Now I can't stop crying. So that was
made me cry just thinking about it.
It was insane. Like I left that day feeling so fulfilled. So fulfilled. Like I was a part of something, and I advocated for myself. I felt like, you know, in these big sets, sometimes you can feel a little like you're on the outskirts of the real thing. But here I felt like I was in it with them, and we made something that day, and it was beautiful. And I took that experience into the biggest booking I've had so far, which is Will Trent. Amazing opportunity.
There's no doubt that the one led to the other.
Absolutely. I feel like, and especially the feeling I had on set on Will Trent. It was a huge production. My scene was huge. There's a lot going on. And in that moment, I've referred back to Saffron Kingdom. In Will Trent, there's a scene where there's some action that has to happen. And I just went out to the director and I said, I would like to get some clarity on this action. I would like you to let me know, because some of it seems confusing to me. And I don't think I would have ever had the confidence to go up to the director and ask them. And I would be like, I'm just so glad to be here. I'm not going to try to make any noise, you know? But I did. And I think he appreciated that.
Well, your role is large and important to the show, so they do want it to be successful.
Absolutely. And I think that that shows that you care, that you're paying attention, and that the goal is the same. And so he was really happy to help me. He walked it with me. And I feel like right after he did that, next take, we're good to go.
Yeah.
And it's just been wonderful to see that, like, when you're on set, it's your responsibility to do the things that you can. I mean, not everything's in your control, obviously. Go with the flow as much as you can, but where you can and where it's appropriate, advocate for yourself, because we're doing a job on these sets, and I think they want us to do the best job we can. So if we need these tools to do the best job we can, from my experience, they're happy to provide it. They're happy to help. I think it's not doing those things and then falling, and then you're like, oh man, I wish I would have. That's the part where I'm like, I need to get to where I advocate for myself and I just try my best at it.
Hey, actors, let me grab your attention for a quick moment because our incredible 3-day event is coming up. This is one of my favorite events of the entire year, the Southeast Actor Summit. And you probably already know that Atlanta is the heart of the Southeast, but the entire Southeast market really is one of the best markets that you could be diving into. And if you're not already working in this market, you probably should. There's so many opportunities. And so this is a great way to dive in. We bring in some of the best instructors here in Atlanta to help guide you and move you forward in your craft, while also including different agents and casting directors, so you can truly get that behind the scenes peek at how to move your journey and your career forward. So I really hope you'll join us. There's more information in the description, so check that out. But if you truly want to not only work in the Southeast, but thrive here in the Southeast, this is a must attend event, period. So I hope to see you there, the Southeast Actor Summit.
I love that, man.
Yeah, it was wonderful, wonderful experience. It's crazy.
And it can only lead to more for you.
Yeah.
You know, this like, because you were working before Saffron Kingdom.
Yeah.
You know, we've got good stories there too.
Absolutely.
I will say, I got to pat you on the back for this. And George Pierre, if you're watching, shout out to you.
Hey, George.
I love that story when you were shooting, what was it, Dashing Through the Snow, you know, this Christmas movie.
Yep.
And he got overpaid. And then they realized and they asked, they're like, oh, can we get that back? And you, like, without question, were just like, yeah, it wasn't my money.
It's not my money.
And that, you know, like
I mean, in any business.
I've just never seen someone so gracious and so quick to just be like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you just, and I think, didn't you even hop on the phone with George Pierre, the casting director, about it? Did he call you about it, or was it just in an email? He was just, I think it was just
grateful.
An
email.
It was he was just so, that just showed who you were, you know? And the fact that you even brought it back up and were like, yeah, sure, like, whatever they need, like, trusting.
Absolutely.
And this industry is just so full of people that are quite selfish, you know what I mean? And about themselves and take.
Yeah.
And I think you are a true example of someone who gives. And even
That's so
in
nice of you to
these
say.
two projects when you were like, you were taking maybe some time and asking for the cry sticks or asking the director for some of his time to walk you through something.
Yep.
But it wasn't actually about you.
No.
It was about making sure that the common goal was
Yes.
the most successful it could be.
Yes.
Which just goes to show that you're probably putting that into everything you do.
I mean, I try to. I think honesty goes a long way, and it comes back. It comes back, man. So I wasn't going to take money that wasn't mine and have that on my conscience or my karma. I wanted to do the right thing, and the right thing would have been to take what I was. Oh.
Yeah, and what you did. No, it wasn't just what you did, but it was the grace in which you did it.
Thank you.
You know,
That means
it
a
was
lot.
really cool.
You're awesome, dude. Like, to be honest with you, I think some of the things that I've been able to do has been because of your motivation and what you've done for me. And I've learned so much from you and from these episodes and just from you in life, like how you carry yourself, how you deal with your clients. I've seen you in classes and I've seen you in workshops, and it's consistent. And people that are consistent, you can count on. And
Thanks,
I love
man.
that about you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
You know what I will tell you, because this isn't just an interesting human thing, and I'm very grateful for everything you just said. But the largest reason is because I actually don't prepare when I do any workshop or like this. Like, I don't prepare at all.
That's
I
even
just
better.
show up and put my heart into it.
That's even
and
better.
It's just going to be just like you, as real as it can be in the moment.
I love it.
You know, and I think that if every actor, if they just know their lines and they just show up with their heart invested and just do it, it probably will look better than the most crafted perfection you could aim for.
And
you know?
just like the experience I had at the beginning of Saffron Kingdom, what's meant for you is for you.
Yeah.
I think Kerry Washington says something. She goes, what's meant for you is for you. Like, if this bus comes and you miss it, it wasn't meant for you. But if the bus comes, you got to run after it. You're gonna miss every one if you don't run after it.
Yeah, that's
but
interesting.
if you don't catch it, then that one wasn't for you. So Saffron Kingdom, I initially declined the audition. That was supposed to be not mine. out of nowhere do I get this. I mean, I'm not the only person that could have said those lines. Brian Regal knows a lot of people. He could have called anybody. Anybody else could have said yes. And it just so happened that it worked out for me, and I was able to say yes, and it led to this other thing. So what's meant for you won't pass you by, but I think the effort and commitment has to be there on our part. If we don't put in the work and really like try, because I mean, at any other job, like if I was trying to be a doctor, like it would take 10 years.
Madison says that all the time.
10 years. Shout out MJ. Takes 10 years, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, a lot of sleepless nights, a ton of stress.
Before you're seeing an ROI on
before
your
you're
dollars spent.
seeing your first patient, before your first day of work.
Yeah.
Like, what if we had to do that as actors? Like, what if we had to do 10 years to train to be an actor before you ever get to walk on set?
I think for many actors, it will be 10 years before they make $100,000 as an
Yeah.
actor. You know, before in a year. Like it can happen on your first audition. Like if
Every once
you're
in a while,
a 6-year-old and they're adorable,
lightning
or
strikes.
You look just like someone who can, the right special skill. Yeah, lightning strikes.
Yeah.
But
Maybe I'll just change my hair color or something. Like,
you'd be a great blonde.
always wanted it.
Yeah, that'd be very unique.
Just put some highlights, just some tips.
The 90s are coming back, so
They are.
yeah.
And then a little seashell necklace. That's it. It'll be done.
Yeah, you're speaking my language. Puka shells.
Yes.
My wife will watch this. She eat puka shells. Let's get him some.
Yes.
But yeah, bringing things back to you, man. I'm really grateful to be on your team and watching you learn and grow. It's very obvious the work that you're putting in, and I know that you're just continuously working. It's constantly leading to bigger, better things. And it's like, what's
grateful.
2025 going to bring for you? You're going to have
Hopefully.
Saffron Kingdom and Will Trent. And I don't want to give away too much about his role on Will Trent, but I mean, the audition was so simple that I knew it stood out. Like, it was so strong. I'm not surprised they cast you, and I can't wait to see what you do with the unsimple stuff that
It's crazy because I saw some of my friends' auditions for that role, and theirs was great too. It wasn't like they had not a lot to pick from. It just fit. Like, there was a puzzle they were putting together, and I just happened to be
and
the
it was
piece.
yours.
It was
maybe
it was mine
again.
And like, that's the crazy part about this business, is that, like, sure, you can have your highs and lows and all that, but putting into work, what's meant for you will come your way. It may not come in the timeline that you want it to come,
That's where patience comes into play.
but there you go. Patience is huge. I'm working on patience.
Yeah, well, are we all? I'm always working on patience, and I love that you said kind of like the peaks and the valleys.
Yes.
because that will happen. But I do believe when the hard work is in, you've done the hard work.
Yes.
You're always an email away from a sudden spurt up. One email away, one phone call, one text message. When you've done the work, anything can change in this
At
industry.
any moment.
At any moment of the day, a new project can be out, a new role, a new audition could come.
Or like whatever experience you had on whatever set, and that person,
They want to work with you again.
they want to work with you.
That happens all the time.
or,
We get
like,
that call.
Be nice to everybody on set. Those PAs are going to be producers one day.
They sure will.
Mm-hmm.
Same with student films. You never know where
Absolutely.
this person's going to go. I've got.
I mean,
lots of
everybody's
stories for
trying to
them
go somewhere. So if you're on a set with people, they're trying to go somewhere. They're just like we are. The director's trying to direct something bigger. The producer's trying to produce something bigger. The PA's trying to get into the first AD. We've all got goals, and we're all there just like, hey, we're at this stage. Let's make something great together because we're all trying to grow. And I love that. I love the camaraderie and the working together and like putting ideas, the brainstorming, and I'm forgetting the word. What's the C word?
Collaboration.
Collaboration. I love the collaboration on set. Like a set that like people are genuinely trying to just make the best possible thing. Those feel so good, and it stays in your bones. Like some of those I feel today. Like I can think about the memory of it, and I know exactly what I felt like after you said cut or action. And that's wonderful.
It's magic.
Yeah, it is. It really
It's
is.
just really movies and TV.
It is.
But it's magical,
Yes.
because it's going to exist and it's going to be stamped and it's going to go out to the world and people are going to
That's
see it and they're going to have no idea all the hard work that was
It's out
behind
there
it. They're
forever
just going to
now.
enjoy it as entertainment.
Yep.
But you never know who you're going to affect too with work.
For sure.
Like you said, this Saffron Kingdom's got mission behind
does.
it as well.
It does. And I mean, I love stories that bring awareness to things. I think that's the whole point of storytelling, is to share experiences that you're not privy to. So like, here's a life that you don't live, but you can see close up.
Yeah.
you know, and that's beautiful. Like those are just stories
When it's that powerful.
Yeah.
It's double meaning.
Yeah.
To do more than entertain.
Exactly.
Well, I'm very curious to see what comes next for you, man. You know, like I said, you're always an email away. But speaking of that, what's your dream role, man? What
Dream role. So
if you could book anything?
really, I would love to be the ADA on Law and Order SBU. I would love to work with Detective Benson, Mariska. If you watch this, I would love to work with you. But yeah, I love Law and Order. I love procedurals, and I would love to be even in like Chicago Med or something. Like I've been interested in medicine and law my whole life, so I feel like I could easily go into a courtroom or a doctor's office or operating room. Those would be settings that I would love to tell those types of stories because I feel like they're really gripping. You know.
Yeah, and you fit in that world with ease.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to only have more footage to help you get into that world with ease.
That would be
as
wonderful.
the next few months unravel.
Yeah, man.
Dude, well, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much
It's
for having
awesome
me.
to just, chill and talk and celebrate some of your successes with really good lessons.
Awesome,
you know?
awesome experiences. I'm so grateful for you guys for making it possible. Like, seriously,
We believe in you, you know?
that means the world.
And for being here, you know, since you've seen other episodes, you win a
Yes.
free car.
I've been waiting. I told my fiance I needed a new car.
Well, you're coming home with it today. You should put this in the driveway and have her come out. And...
Be like, babe. Oh, nice.
What'd you get?
I got. It's the Lincoln, right?
Whoa, yeah. From the 60s.
Dude, I was gonna say I would love to be the Lincoln lawyer. Look at that. It's meant to be.
Meant to be.
Meant to
What's
be.
meant for you is meant for you.
That's beautiful. I love it. There
Well,
you go,
Ahmad,
guys.
thanks for being here, man.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much,
Again,
Jason.
thank you to all of our audience for tuning in. I hope you really did learn something today. And if you would like to be a guest on this show because you've got an exciting booking story or lesson, pitch it right to us. It's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Again, that's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Thank you to Jesse Malinowski and Get Seen for producing our show. And Ahmad, man, can't wait to hear about your next exciting thing.
You're the man, dude.
Hell yeah.
Thanks again so
you.
much for watching. And if you loved that story and were interested to learn more about the casting office that actually cast that show, then I have some really cool news because our sister show, Get Seen Unscripted, actually had them on the show. So you'll see it right here. Do not miss that episode. Over an hour on one-on-one with that casting director, talking about things that they like, don't like, to help give you the edge in your next audition. So thanks again so much for tuning in and watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next one.